Oh, Canada's greatest performer. Star of stage, screen, television, writer, producer, director, singer. A man who does ceaseless charity work. A man who breeds champion horses. A man with stars on Hollywood and Canada's Walk of Fame. The undisputed master of the pregnant pause. Of course, speaking of, and if you don't say it with me, the one, the only, William Allen Shatner. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This guy? This guy? Okay, now he may be best known as Captain Kirk, but he's really so much more, as I've already outlined. So allow me to further prove my point. Born on March 22nd, 1931, in the Côte Lakes region of Montreal, Shatner attended the Montreal Children's Theatre. And while he earned a Bachelor of Commerce degree from Yale University, his true passion of acting would take him to great heights. He trained as a Shakespearean actor at the Stratford Festival, where he understudied for the great Christopher Plummer. And legend has it, he even got the coveted role of Ranger Bob on the Canadian Heavy Duty show. He began to appear in early CBC productions, such as his role as Mark Antony in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. And of course, he also began to appear in major motion pictures, such as The Brothers Karamazov with Hugh Brent. Shatner there, young guy. And of course, Shatner made his name in television, appearing on shows through the 60s on US television, such as Gunsmoke, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mission Impossible, and of course, The Twilight Zone, where his most famous episode, Terror, at 20,000 feet, where he uttered the immortal lines, "There's a man out there, on the wing." Now this, of course, all led to what we best know him for, Star Trek, where for 3 seasons as James Tiberius Kirk, he crisscrossed the galaxy, kicking butt and taking names, and all the while, seducing everything female from here to Rigel 7. And of course, Shatner did make US television history while filming Star Trek, where he shared the first interracial kiss on scripted television with sexy co-star Michelle Nichols. Now, Shatner also began to give us great music while filming Star Trek, such as his 1968 album, The Transformed Man, which contains such classics as his spoken word renditions of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and Tambourine Man. But of course, when Star Trek ended, Shatner hit the lean years. But despite having to live in a camper in the San Fernando Valley for a number of years, he still managed to keep himself at the forefront of popular culture, with regular commercial work and appearances on TV talk and game shows, such as his infamous appearance on the $20,000 Pyramid. Now, at this time, Shatner also appeared in major motion pictures. The 1974 classic, Big Bad Mom. I ask you all, who else could tame the raw, unbridled sexuality of TV's policewoman Angie Dickinson but Shatner? Now, while all this was going on, Star Trek was gaining a cult following, and it grew to unprecedented popularity, so that on December 7th, 1979, Star Trek the Motion Picture hit the big screen, and Shatner was back, bigger than ever. He would go on to appear in 6 more films, which would take him through the 80s and early 90s. Star Trek 2, anyone? But through the 80s, he also gave us another unforgettable character, that of T.J. Hooker, a tough, streetwise veteran cop who kicked butt and took names all over Los Angeles. And it was while filming T.J. Hooker that he served as mentor to young, up-and-coming ingenue Heather Locklear. So sexy. And of course, he continued to appear in major motion picture films, such as Airplane 2. Over Macho Grande? No, I'll never get over Macho Grande. But of course, when the 90s hit, Shatner not only had Star Trek to fall back on, but his pioneering reality TV show, Rescue 911. And he further cemented himself as a successful author. It was a series of tech war novels, which were turned into a syndicated TV show, filmed right here in Toronto, and featured Shatner himself. With the late 90s, Shatner continued to give us great characters, such as his emanated odd turn as the big giant head on Third Rock from the Sun. Now, with the new millennium, Shatner continued to appear in major motion pictures, such as Miss Congeniality 1 and 2, with, you know it, the sexy Sandra Bullock. And, of course, he gave us more music in 2004 with his album Has Been, which was released to great critical acclaim and produced by Ben Folds. And, of course, 2004, he also gave us another iconic character, that of Denny Crane on Boston Legal, which earned him a Golden Globe, and not one, but 2 Emmys. And perhaps most importantly, he provided the voice of Ozzy the Possum in the hit animated film Over the Hedge. Now, today, Shatner is busier than he's ever been before. He was cast as the lead in last year's Stuff My Dad Says. I think we all know what the real title of that is, but we'll keep it PG. True was canceled, but at almost 80 years old, Shatner was still leaping over car hoods. He currently hosts and produces Shatner's Raw Nerve, an intimate talk show where he interviews everyone from former co-star Leonard Nimoy to Judge Judy. He also hosts and produces William Shatner's Weirder What, where he explores the mysteries of the universe. And of course, he's the spokesman for Priceline.com. And finally, this past May, Shatner's crowning achievement, he was awarded the Governor General's Performing Arts Award for Lifetime Achievement. In June, he returned to his alma mater, McGill University, and received an honorary Doctorate of Letters. In October, he gave us yet more music with his album Seeking Major Tom, where he worked with such musical luminaries as Lyle Lovett, Peter Frampton, and the always sexy Sheryl Crow. And of course, as of this November, he's touring Canada with his own one-man show. Truly, that after over 6 decades in the entertainment business, with a varied and iconic career, William Shatner has truly proven to be himself our greatest performer ever. So thank you all, and I just want you to remember one last thing. No matter what, no matter where, Shat happens.